I still think we should get one of the local marching bands to perform the theme song for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
Yeah. The Golden Apple Marching Band, of course.
Well, yeah, of course. Welcome to a Thursday edition, day before the weekend of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Eric Granstrom along with Steve Hare as we welcome you to another gorgeous day, another hot day in store for us for North Central Washington. We'll get you the latest news coming up, including some tragic news near Leavenworth over the night last night. We'll also get you the latest on what's happening in sports. Our obscure holiday of the day will celebrate families coming up a little bit later on this morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, as well as our look at what happened on this day in history. Very important day for snail mail.
Oh.
We'll talk more about that coming up. And everybody's entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. We have our kennel cameos with Megan McPherson taking care of that duty for us as we'll get to be introduced to another pet of the week, if you will.
A furry friend.
Mm-hmm. And then later on this morning, we'll be joined by some folks with Columbia Valley Community Health and Crunchback to talk about a big back-to-school health day coming up in just a few weeks away. So a busy morning this morning here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
Back to school already?
Well, if you've been at any of the stores, they've had pencils and books and papers still for the last 2 months. So there's never any time off.
Well, I know. Well, as far as parents are concerned, it couldn't come soon enough.
Yeah, that's true. It's like, is this summer ever going to get over?
There's nothing to do, Mom.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's see what kind of weather we're looking at here as we get started for this 26th day of July 2018 as we look at our weather outside our weather window. And, well, yeah, we can do that. 97 for the high today. Sorry, I threw you a curveball there, Kat. 97 for the high today, 96 tomorrow, 98 Saturday, 99 Sunday. And now they're pushing that 100-degree temperatures back until Monday. Let's see what kind of a start we have as we look at our Valley View cameras. Thanks to the Localtel Sky-Fi network, we start as always with our cross cam looking down upon the Wenatchee Valley floor and our city sleepily nudging its way into a Thursday morning.
Yeah. I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
The day before.
Thanks again to the firefighters. As we see, not much smoke remaining.
They're mopping up.
Yeah.
They're mopping up the fire.
They did a good job. What was our acreage on that total?
You know, we don't know at this
they're
point.
still figuring that out.
Yeah, that estimate is going to be a lot larger, I think, when it ends.
Referring to the Turtle Rock fire, and we're crossing our fingers for no fire activity. I see that there is something in the forecast calling for thunderstorm activity maybe tomorrow.
Well, actually late tonight and into tomorrow. Very slight chance. So.
All right, we'll keep our eyes on that. So let's go to camera 2 this morning and say hello to Rocky Reach Dam.
Ooh, is this from the Omi Gardens?
That's the Omi Gardens camera. In fact, I'm excited. I'm going to Omi Gardens tonight for the concert series.
Oh, are you? Who's playing tonight?
It is the Peter Rivera band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I've never been there for that concert series, so I'm looking forward to that. Gorgeous morning as we look north on the Columbia River, and that is the upper end of... What do they call this stretch of water here in this pool? I know they call it Lake Aniat above Rocky Reach Dam. Yeah. Do we just consider it the Columbia River here in Wenatchee?
I suppose so, yeah.
Or the Wenatchee Pool, if you will.
The Rock Island Pool?
I guess it would be the Rock Island Pool because it's behind Rock Island Dam. So a gorgeous look at a calm morning this morning as the water is glass-like.
Could have called it Lake Wenatchee, but that's already taken.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Let's go to camera 3 this morning and say good morning to our friends in Rock Island.
Oh boy, there's a city on the move.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what, there's going to be an interesting meeting tonight, as a matter of fact, in Rock Island to discuss the future of the waterfront.
Oh.
And we're talking about, remember the old silicon plant there? It looks like an oil refinery. That's in your
lower left-hand corner of the screen there.
That's right. Well, that has not been in operation since 2003. It sat idle and kind of ugly, an eyesore, actually, as you're driving through Rock Island. So tonight they're going to be talking, the city's working with the Douglas County Port District and working up a future plan for that waterfront area, and they want to get the public's input. So they're having a special meeting tonight, public hearing. So you're invited to turn out at Rock Island City Hall starting at 6:30 tonight and share your thoughts on how you'd like to see that Rock Island riverfront developed in the future.
That would be great
Wouldn't that be
to
neat?
get some maybe park front and some beach front there.
Starts at 6:30. Again, that's on Garden Street in Rock Island City Hall. And let your thoughts be heard.
You know, that old warehouse there, when I was back with the Visitors Bureau, we tried to get that as a movie set for somebody to use.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Who would have thought, well, that might be kind of interesting. All right, let's go to camera 4. Thanks to our folks at the Sky-Fi.
Thanks, Kat.
Yes, thank you, Kat. And where are we here? This looks like the top of Pine Canyon. Is that where we are? Oh, the Waterville camera looking down at Entiat this morning. And the good news there is we can pan all around and we don't see any active smokes from fires here in our neck of the woods. Now, we do see a little bit of haze, and especially as you look up to the north there. And that haze is coming from some fires. I guess there's fires at the Met Howell, high in the elevation outside of the Met Howell, but specifically, a lot of that smoke is coming down from British Columbia, and some large fires are burning near Kelowna, BC. And the inversion and the weather patterns with the breezes and such bringing us some of that haze and some of that smoke. But for the most part, here in north central Washington, air quality is considered pretty good right now.
Smaze.
Smaze. A little smog and haze.
Yeah,
a little
a little
smaze. As we welcome you back inside our studios here, we haven't been giving it a studio name all week long.
No.
Okay. So Dan goes with numbers, I'll go with letters. It's Studio C. Yeah, oh, retired Yankee. Oh, that's what he does. Oh, okay. All right, I got you. The Yankee fan. You know, I can use a whole week without Yankee talk around here.
It's been kind of refreshing.
It's been pretty nice. Speaking of baseball, we will talk about the Mariners. The Apple Sox had an exciting walk-off win last night. Although coming up on our sports, you won't really see it. Sort of, kind of, maybe. I'll tell you more about that with sports coming up here in just a moment as we continue on with Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for this Thursday edition, day before the weekend. We will come back with your latest local news and Steve Hare coming up next. And it's a presentation of Cascade Medical, trained with a physical therapist who loves the outdoors as much as you do. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
The physical therapists at Cascade Medical love the outdoors as much as you do. But sometimes where there's love, there's also pain. Let us help you get back to the activities that you love. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley. Christian Shaman here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Make your dream of building your own home a reality today. Bay Equity Home Loans has teamed up with Real Homes to make building your new home a smooth process. Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee offers new construction loans, FHA 3.5% down, and VA 100% construction loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Good morning and welcome back to the program. We're waking up this morning to some sad news out of the Leavenworth area. The Chelan County Sheriff's Department reports a fatal traffic accident shut down Icicle Road there last night. It happened around 6:30. According to the Sheriff's Office, this accident involved a child that was struck and killed by a vehicle. No other details available at this time. Traffic was detoured onto East Leavenworth Road. They had the Icicle Road closed from about 6:30 until 11 last night. It is again reopened as of now. Details are pending a news release from the Sheriff's Office. They'll be issuing that later this morning, so stay tuned for more on that. Crews continue their work on the brush fire that swept up that hillside off U.S. Highway 97 in the Turtle Rock area a couple of nights ago. Here's a time lapse that we took of that fire. Firefighters from Douglas and Chelan counties responded along with the State Department of Natural Resources. Also the BLM also involved in that. It was a heavy firefight with mostly air resources. They had numerous fixed-wing aircraft working that fire, including what appeared to be a DC-10 making retardant drops on that fire yesterday. It's in mop-up now, according to officials. Don't have a firm estimate yet on the acreage size of that fire. Good news is no homes or structures lost. We're still determining the cause of that fire. We're hearing unconfirmed reports that it may have been electrical in nature, but again, that's unconfirmed until it's official, until the investigation is over. But again, that's good news. That fire now in mop-up stage. Also this morning, an 18-year-old Nespelem man was killed in a motorcycle accident early yesterday morning near Cooley Dam. Patrick Morin was southbound on State Route 155, according to state troopers. He was on the Colville Reservation around 4:20 in the morning when he entered a curve too fast, lost control, and then struck a tree. Morin died at the scene. State Patrol said he did not have a valid motorcycle endorsement. It's unknown at this time if drugs or alcohol were involved in that deadly crash. U.S. Department of Agriculture announced Monday a $12 billion plan to assist farmers who have been hurt by trade disputes with China and other trading partners. Our own NCW Live's Grant Olson has more on that story.
The Agriculture Department said the proposal would include direct assistance for farmers, purchases of excess crops, and trade promotion activities aimed at building new export markets. On the NCW Life program, the 12th District 2.0 with Carrie Condata, Gebers Farms executive John Weiss says he hopes the assistance package is finalized because the current tariffs are hurting local fruit growers.
Well, the proposal is for the $12 million to happen. Whether it actually comes to fruition or not will be yet to be seen, how they do the allocation and funding. The tariffs are having a significant impact on agriculture across the country, including in the Pacific Northwest. When you look at, we produce the best cherries in the world in the 12th District between all of those growers in Wenatchee, East Wenatchee, and all the way up here in the Okanagan. And the tariffs are having a significant impact on what they can send to China, what they can't, and then that oversupply that's not going to China is going into the domestic market. So there is an impact on it. Our wheat prices are also seeing some challenges and access to markets. So the tariffs by the foreign countries and the tariff trade war that is being talked about by shipping commodities into Mexico and other countries, it is beginning to have an impact on ag.
Weiss also relayed breaking news regarding cherries as it relates to the Agriculture Assistance Plan.
We just got word that fresh crop cherries were not included in the $12 billion. So if you're a fresh crop cherry grower, right now that $12 billion has no assistance, only for frozen and processed.
Officials said the plan would not require congressional approval and would come through the Commodity Credit Corporation, which is the wing of the department that addresses agricultural prices. Agricultural officials said the payments couldn't be calculated until after harvests come in. Grant Olson, NCW Life News.
Now we do have new developments that are breaking this morning on that trade dispute front. President Trump met yesterday with the European Union Commission president and afterwards announced in a joint news conference that the EU has agreed to increase American imported products as well as working toward a goal of zero tariffs. 4th District Congressman Dan Newhouse issued a statement. He said the agreement, in his words, is a very positive step and would go a long way to rebuilding confidence with our trading partners and maintaining our export markets, end quote. According to a 2016 American Express business report, women own more than 200,000 companies in our state alone. In an effort to share successes, challenges, and tips for young entrepreneurs, GWATA hosted a panel titled Women Rule the World, highlighting the stories of 4 local female business owners. The event opened a question and answer where panelists were asked if their gender had any impact on their journey as entrepreneurs.
Was there ever a time when you were told or heard when you were going on something that used woman as the reason why you shouldn't or couldn't do something? I mean, I heard what you said about the mom thing, but I know that in my career, I've been in the tech industry, which is a very male-heavy industry, and so I hear a lot of times, well, that's a woman's perspective kind of thing. So if there's ever been times where you've heard that woman being thrown in your face as the reason why you shouldn't or couldn't do something?
Oh yeah, all the time. Honestly, I still get it. So I mean, and maybe what sent me to college is I had a high school counselor as a junior that I went in to do the aptitude test that you take and all the, to get guidance on what you want to do and where you want to go. And he's like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm looking at, for Wisconsin, University of La Crosse or, University of, Wisconsin Madison. And he's like, well, you're not going to school. I'm not? I mean, and I was 16, 17. He's like, you'd miss all your girlfriends. So you'd never make it that far away. Perhaps the most motivational speech I've ever had in my life. And I'm like, you watch me, dude. So got my bachelor's and my master's, thank you very much. So, but honestly, that's probably what I needed to get kicked in the butt to say, why can't I do this? So not only did I think I could, but then I had somebody tell me I couldn't. And that was enough.
Again, Vicki Charlo, always great for a soundbite, I'll tell you that. We're going to close this morning. The law enforcement music video lip sync fad is sweeping the country right now, with police departments from numerous cities taking up the challenge. Well, the Seattle Police Department released their video earlier this week.
Finally tonight, the viral video craze of the summer. Police departments all across the country competing in an epic lip sync battle.
Killing the game, about to catch a body. Past the heartbeat, Dookie, I'm the Ducati. Timberland, Khaled, Scott Storch, Birdman, got them. Man, everybody got Bugattis. But I'ma keep it hella 1987, head into the dealership and drop a stack and cop a Kawasaki. I'm stunning on everybody, hella raw past the wasabi. I'm so low that my smoke is almost dragging up on the concrete. My seat is leather, I ride them line is pleather. But girl, we can still ride together. You don't need an Uber, you don't need a cab, or get a bus pass, you got a moped, man. She got 1988, Mariah Carey hair, very rare. Mom jeans on her derriere, throwing up the west side as we tear in the air. Stop by Pipe Place, throwing fish to a pie.
Well, not bad, but I'll tell you what, not to be outdone, the Moses Lake Police Department now has accepted a challenge from the Longview Police Department to produce their own music video. In fact, they're planning to shoot that video tonight, and they're inviting the entire community to join in. If you want to be in that police video, the music lip sync, show up at the PD at about 6:30 tonight. They're going to do the Cha-Cha Slide by Mr. C. If you know somebody who would like to be in that video, pass this message along. So
The Cha-Cha Slide.
The Cha-Cha Slide
by Mr. C.
Which I'm not familiar with, of course.
Kat would know all about that one. It's a young person's thing. Okay,
Probably,
gotcha.
probably. Yeah.
Well, obviously the attempt here is to show that there's a human side to those that wear the uniform.
So what do you think? Should we urge our own Wenatchee and East Wenatchee
Why not?
PDs to do the same thing?
Why not?
Maybe together.
Yes.
That would be neat.
And they can enlist the services of the Wenatchee Wild and their mascot Walt and the
We could
Wenatchee
include
Apple
Eric
Sox
and a
the Coyote.
Drindle.
No.
I think that'd be cool.
No,
No, not again.
I've done that. Been there. Dirndl. Long time ago. It was a bet that I lost. Not going to do it again. Sunny and hot in our forecast today for the Wenatchee Valley. 97 for the high today. We got up to 98 yesterday, officially, up at Pangbourne Memorial Airport. Record high temperature for today was set back in 1998 of 106 degrees.
So I noticed too the humidity yesterday afternoon got down to about 14%.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're starting this morning. We're at 69 in the Wenatchee Valley and 47% relative humidity up at the airport, which is a nice start to the day.
Yeah.
But as the temperatures warm, humidity goes down. Hot.
It's a dry heat, as they say.
Yeah, exactly. Coming up, we have sports news on the way, and a little bit later on here in the last half of the show, we're going to talk about a back-to-school fair coming up, put on by Columbia Valley Community Health and the folks at Crunch Pack. Catherine Grove and Melissa Grimm going to join us to talk more about that event, which is just a few less than 2 weeks away here in the Wenatchee Valley. So we'll talk more about that coming up as we continue on here for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. You're going to be gone tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm on assignment.
You're on assignment?
Yeah, I'm on assignment.
Oh, okay. Is that an assignment to include a tall, cool one?
It just might
be.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, good for you. We will take a break and come back. Sports news on the way next here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Thanks for joining us.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Granstrom with NCW Live Sports.
I'm NCW Live News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Live channel.
What's a Big Chill? It's the region's first major hard cider tasting event, coming to Kashmir on July 28th. You'll find 11 local cider makers, games, a cider making exhibit, food, and live music in the Big Chill Pavilion. Get tickets to the Big Chill Cider Fest at CascadeFarmlands.com. Thanks to supporters of this message.
Liberty Orchards bring the whole family for a tour of the Apples and Cotlets Candy Kitchen, open daily, and the Antique Mall of Kashmir, 15,000 square feet of antiques, collectibles, gifts, and more.
21 minutes past the hour here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday, the 26th of July, 2018. Eric Granstrom filling in for Dan Kuntz, your host, and I have sports news for you. Exciting one for the Wenatchee Apple Sox last night. It was a walk-off on a throwing error that meant the difference in the bottom of the 11th inning. The Sox win it by a score of 8-7. Cowlitz looked like they were going to win this one in a landslide, scoring 6 runs in the second inning.
The right-hander comes set and delivers. Swung on, hit the other way, and this ball's going to get down to the side of Prater. Goes back to the wall. Both Burton and Sosa will score. Digging in for second and getting there standing is Mitchell. The Black Bears have batted around in the top of the second inning, and they lead 6-0.
That's Joel Norman with the call on the Apple Sox Radio Network. The video courtesy of their Facebook live stream. Appreciate them offering that to the general public. Well, the Sox were able to come back. They were down 7-2 in the 8th inning, and they came all the way back.
Hit hard by Prater with runners at second, third. It's going to drop down in right center. Coming in is one run. Here's the other, and the Sox have tied it up. 7-7. Bottom of the 8th inning and a 5-run outburst.
Yeah, for those who stuck around for the whole game, it was quite a finish. It would go into extra innings, as a matter of fact, after Jacob Prater's 2-run single in the 8th tied it at 7. It would go to the bottom of the 8th, and J.T. Swartz and Isaac Barrera would get aboard with leadoff singles. Jordan Rathbone laid a bunt down the third baseline. Well, you can't really see what happens, but you'll get the picture.
Rathbone can win it. Infield is in, though. Suspecting that another bunt. He hints at, and he does show bunt, puts it down third base side. No one covering third, so easily heading over there will be the runner, but the throw's thrown away into right field. The Sox are going to walk it off. The Sox walk it off. Sosa threw it away.
So excitement there for the home front crowd last night. The win snapped a 4-game losing streak at home at Paul Thomas and a 6-game losing streak against the Bears. Swartz finished 3 for 5 with 2 runs. Jacob Prater 3 for 6 with a couple of runs driven in. The two teams play the rubber match of that 3-game set tonight at 7:05 at Paul Thomas Senior Field. Let's go to the Les Schwab scoreboard and take a look at what else happened in the West Coast League last night. Chandler Anderson's 2-run single in the bottom of the 5th was the difference as Corvallis won a pitcher's duel 2-1 over Kelowna in the final. Connor Redmond went 7 2/3 for the Knights, allowing 1 run on 4 hits with 8 strikeouts. Dusty Stroop was 2 for 4 with a run and 2 RBIs to lead Bellingham past Port Angeles 9-2. That was in Joe Martin Field last night. Brad McVeigh and 2 relievers combined on an 8-hit shutout in Portland's 4-0 win at Bend. Sam Nowitzki led the offensive attack for the Pickles, going 2 for 5 when driving in 2 runs. Harrison Spone's solo home run in the bottom of the 7th broke a 3-3 tie and was the game winner for Victoria to edge Walla Walla by a final of 4-3. In a non-league game last night, Yakima Valley's 6 6-run second inning held up for the Pippins in a 13-8 win over Gresham. Cole Jones led the way. 6 players with multi-hit games, by the way, for the Pippins. He went 4 for 4 with a run and 4 runs driven in. On the schedule for the West Coast League tonight, very same as last night. Corvallis hosting Kelowna at 6:30. Port Angeles wraps up its series in Bellingham at 6:35. Bend tries to get a win against Portland at 6:35. Victoria sees the Sweets for another game at 6:35. Yakima Valley in a non-league game against Gresham at 6:35. And as we mentioned, Wenatchee and Cowlitz tonight at 7:05. The Eastmont Athletic Department has announced its Hall of Fame class for 2018. Congratulations to Craig Martin, who was a swimming coach from 85 to 97. He'll be inducted in the class of 2018. So too will Dale Lambert, former girls basketball coach at Eastmont from 94 to 2005. Athletes to be inducted include Courtney Johnson, who was a basketball, track, and cross-country star, graduated in the class of 2000, and the class of 1996's Shannon Spees, who was a basketball and tennis star at Eastmont. And one team to be recognized at the event, that will be the 2002 Girls State Track Champions. The event will be on Friday, September 14th at halftime of Eastmont's football game with Ellensburg as we look ahead. Turning to the national sports scene, well, of course, our Seattle sports teams. Gene Segura's RBI single in the bottom of the 8th broke a 2-2 tie and helped the Mariners beat San Francisco by a final of 3-2 at Safeco Field yesterday. Segura helped give the Mariners the lead in the first on a sac fly to score D. Gordon. Seattle added to its lead in the second on a solo home run by Ryan Healy. In fact, rather than have me tell you, let's watch. It was on Facebook Watch Live yesterday with Major League Baseball.
He's running, got a good jump. Hundley's throw into the line and into center field. And Gordon dashes out from under his helmet and ends up at third base. Infield's back, and Segura clubs one to left center. Hits it well. Duggar on the run. At the track, makes the catch. Gordon will tag and jog home, and Seattle has a 1-0 start. And there's one out. Here comes Ryan Healy. Cranks that one. Deep center. Duggar back. Gone! Crawford pops it back behind third. Seager after it. Span is in. Dives, and he won't get it. It's off his glove. Crawford on his way to second. Head first dive. He's in with a double. Scoring is Garneau. And San Francisco is on the board. It's 2-1. Here comes Pence. Pence a broken bat into right field, and it falls for a hit. Crawford around third. It's dropped in right. Pence isn't stopping. Into second. Safe at second. Game is tied. Dyson now against Segura. He's bounced out up the middle into center field. That's a hit. Duggar has it. Heredia around third. The throw's offline, and it goes all the way to the screen. And Segura ends up at second. Seattle's got the lead. Jam shot right field, not too deep. McCutcheon diving, makes the catch, and that's going to be a double play. Terrific catch, laying out. So it's on to the ninth now, and Edwin Diaz trots in. Seattle trying to continue that trend of one-run wins. He gets 4 veteran bats. Then he swings and misses, and his bat goes flying.
Here's Brandon Crawford.
Got him.
Good slider right there. Brandon Crawford slowly starting to catch up, and then he snaps that slider off, and you got no chance.
Down to the last out. Got him! Diaz shuts the door. Another one-run win for Seattle.
38th save of the season for Edwin Diaz. Mariners get the one-run win again. How many one-run games can there be in a season? They're off today. They travel to Anaheim to take on the Angels tomorrow. Speaking of the rest of the American League, let's go back to the scoreboard here and see what happened last night. Chris Davis hit 2 homers, including a 2-run shot in the 9th. Yes, Oakland won again. They beat the Rangers 6-5. That's their 5th straight win. After John Gray and the Rockies bullpen limited Houston to 1 hit, Charlie Blackmon belted a walk-off home run in the 9th to lift Colorado past the Houston Astros. 3-2 was the final in that one. Mike Trout hit 2 home runs. Albert Pujols and Shohei Ohtani also went yard in the Angels' 11-3 win over Chicago. Well, exciting news if you're a football fan. Players reported yesterday at Virginia Mason Athletic Center for the Seahawks start of the 2018 training camp, brought to you by Safeway. Yesterday, players took part in a team run and team meetings. The first official practice is actually today on the shores of Lake Washington. season. The team put together a little pump-up video to get you excited for the season. There you go. Does that get you excited? They're on their way. So the Seahawks start training camp today, and we're just, what, 2 weeks, a little more than 2 weeks away from their first preseason game of the 2018 campaign. That sports news here on the NCW Live channel is worth 30 minutes past the hour on the dot. Love that. 69 degrees here in Wenatchee, reaching for a high again. Hot temperatures in the upper 90s again today as we look at this 26th day of July. 2018 obscure holiday of the day today. We're going to celebrate aunts and uncles today. That's right, it's National Aunt and Uncle Day. Aunt and Uncle Day. They maybe spoiled you when you were a child. They gave you special treats. Maybe they gave mom and dad a break and watched you when you were a kid. And I asked around the studio this morning and wanted to get pictures. So let's go to the first one here. This is Steve Hare's family. Now, Steve was just, it wasn't even a glint in anybody's eye yet. Steve's dad is third from the right there. And on the far right, Steve says this is his favorite uncle, Bud Bledsoe. This shot was taken in Santa Barbara, California in the 1930s. But apparently, according to Steve, Bud Bledsoe was quite the gambler and would take his dad and some cronies to Vegas, and they would be high rollers in Vegas. But Bud Bledsoe is Steve's favorite uncle. So I asked Caitlin to tell me, okay, so aunts and uncles, what do you got? And she says, my Aunt Stacy. She says, Stacy had the best laugh ever. She was an ER nurse for a long time and a very cool person, according to Kat. So there you go. It's Aunt Stacy. And as we celebrate aunt and uncles, my aunt, you know, it's tough to pick a favorite. It's like picking your favorite kid. I've got one kid, so that makes it easy. But when you pick aunts and uncles, my Aunt Sally, or Aunt Kathy there on the right, that's Uncle Todd next to her. But I think Aunt Kathy was probably my favorite, my mom's youngest sister, because she was a big difference age-wise in separation between my mom and her. So she felt like she was kind of one of us kids as I was growing up. We'd go down to Eugene to visit, and she always got the duty of taking us in her Ford Bronco down to the Elks swimming pool, and she'd have to sit and watch us swim and sweat in the sunshine while she I don't know if Grandma paid her to do that or what, but that is Aunt Kathy. They live down in San Francisco as we celebrate National Aunt and Uncle Day. So if you have an aunt and uncle or a favorite aunt or uncle, then give them a call today. Say, hey, what's going on? I know my aunt and uncle in Prineville, Oregon, they really appreciate when I write a letter. Does anybody write a letter anymore? Speaking of which, as we go to this day in history, nice transition there. You like that, Kat? Yeah. It was on this date in 1775, the U.S. postal system was established by the Second Continental Congress with Benjamin Franklin as the first Postmaster General. Franklin put in place the foundation for many aspects of today's mail system. There you see him on the stamp there. During early colonial times in the 1600s, few American colonists needed to send mail to each other. It was more likely that they were sending mail across the ocean back home from where they came. So it was on this date in 1775 that they figured, we better have some sort of system here. Ben Franklin was the first postmaster. In 1908, on this date, the Federal Bureau of Investigation was born. U.S. Attorney General Charles Bonaparte, he's in that picture there with the president at the time, had to report to Chief Examiner Stanley Finch of the Department of Justice. A year later, the Office of the Chief Examiner was renamed the Bureau of Investigation. In 1935, it became the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We know it now as the FBI. And it was on this date in 1968, the Jackson 5 signed with Motown Records. It took them a couple of years to get their first album out, and boy, was it a doozy. It was the first time ever that 4 singles off the same album went straight to #1. Jackson 5 signing with Motown Records on this date way back in 1968. Let's talk about some birthdays today. Celebrating birthdays, speaking of the musical genre, Mick Jagger is 75 years old today and still rocking. Jagger, of course, with the Rolling Stones. They had 30 studio albums, 24 live albums, sold over 240 million records over the years. Well, they've been around long enough. That would just be kind of a battle of attrition after a while, you'd think, especially somebody rock and roll. But Mick Jagger's still going strong at 75. Actress Helen Mirren is 73 today and still looks fantastic. Look at that picture there. Goodness gracious. She's one of the few performers, I didn't know this until I did some research on this, to earn the Triple Crown for acting, which I didn't know they had such a thing. But that's if you win an Academy Award, an Emmy Award, and a Tony Award, and she's won all three. So happy birthday to Helen Mirren, 73 today. And America's sweetheart from the 1970s, Dorothy Hamill, who also still looks good and still has the hair. You know you're big if you have a hairdo that sweeps the country and sweeps the world, really. Dorothy Hamill's hairdo did that back in the 1970s. She won the U.S. Olympic gold medal, or the gold medal for the U.S. team in figure skating back in 1976. Dorothy Hamill is 62 today. One more birthday to pass along. It is Sandra Bullock's 54th birthday today. Happy birthday to Sandra. Of course, she, famous actress. Ocean's 8 is her latest rendition. She was also on The Proposal, The Blind Side, Miss Congeniality, Gravity. Sandra Bullock celebrating her 54th birthday today. Happy birthday if it's yours on this 26th day of July 2018, as we're at 36 minutes past the hour. Still to come here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be joined in just a few moments by Catherine Grove with Columbia Valley Community Health. Also from Crunch Pack, Melissa Grimm will be here to talk about a big back-to-school health fair that they have coming up in just a few weeks away. First, though, we've got Mike McNaughty with Everybody's Entitled to Mike McNaughty's Opinion. That's coming up after the break. Right now, it's Megan McPherson with this week's Kennel Cameo.
NCW Live Channel. We're here with Renee Parkins, the Development Officer of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. And Zoe was feeling a little bit shy today, so she's not here with us. She would rather be in her little kennel.
It's kind of warm outside.
Taking a nap.
So she's taking a nap and relaxing.
She's taking a nap. But can you tell us about Zoe?
Yeah, Zoe was brought to us. She was surrendered by her family. They just had some changes in circumstances, and so she was brought to us to find a new home for her. She's so beautiful, for starters, but she's really got a really sweet temperament when she gets to know you. And she can be a little shy at first, though, as you saw.
Yeah. So. And how's she around kids and other dogs, other cats?
So Zoe grew up in a house with kids. She probably would do better without kids at her new home. But she did coexist pretty well with a dog, so we know that she's done that in the past, so it might work in a new house. As far as other cats go, it didn't say, so I don't think she's been exposed to that, so we're not sure how that would be.
And if somebody wants to give Zoe home, what should they do?
They just need to come down to the shelter, meet her, spend some time with her, let her warm up a little bit, because she is, like I said, shy. But then they can fill out her adoption paperwork and take her home today. And if you want to see more information about Zoe or look at additional pictures, they can always visit our website and check her out there, WenatcheeHumane.org.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at WenatcheeHumane.org. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about. It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
Discover world-class destinations during the first annual Travel Expo, brought to you by Total Travel. The Travel Expo is July 28th at the Pybus Public Market from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Enjoy free seminars with travel experts on cruising, African safaris, boutique river cruises, luxury all-included vacations, adventure tours, and so much more. Total Travel, local experts, personal touch. Celebrating 30 years serving North Central Washington.
Did you know that our pets can put on extra weight just like us? Obesity is the most common preventable disease in dogs and cats. Your pet's excess weight can lead to health issues like joint pain, arthritis, diabetes, high blood pressure, and more. Dr. Shauna Bayes and the staff at Paws and Claws Veterinarian Hospital care about your pets, and they can help you keep them lean and healthy. Call Paws and Claws today at 888-PAWS or find them on the corner of 4th and Isle in East Wenatchee.
Oh, hey, Nate. What you doing there?
I'm just reading a book.
A book? I didn't even know they made those anymore. Where'd you get it?
Right down the street at Yield Bookshop.
Yield Bookshop? I'm gonna go check it out.
If you're looking for a good book to read, or you're in the market for some beautiful handcrafted creations from local artisans, look no further than Yield Bookshop right in the heart of downtown Wenatchee.
So Pam, how's your mom doing?
She's okay. She's struggling. She'd like to stay in her house, and it's getting harder for her to do the daily chores.
What kinds of problems is she having?
Just basic house cleaning, you know, taking care of her house, yard work, taking care of her medicine.
Mm-hmm. It does sound exhausting.
It is very exhausting, and I always worry about her.
Aging and Adult Care can assist you or your loved one to remain comfortably and safely in their own home. Contact them today to start the conversation.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to come down and check out what we're all about at Badger Mountain Brewing.
Great beer, good food, and an endless source of entertainment for the whole family. Our Honey Blonde beer is flying off the shelves at your local grocery store. But I tell you what, it's even better on tap. And while you're here, try our signature Badger sauce with one of our delicious meals. Whether you're in the mood for a wrap, salad, pizza, or nachos, Badger Mountain Brewing has what you're looking for.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, we recently, my wife and I, got one of those Amazon Echo things, you know, those things named Alexa that you can talk to, and she'll play music. She'll tell you what the capital of New Jersey is. It's Trenton, by the way. Or they'll give you a weather report. Now, I kind of like this thing. I mean, I can tell Alexa to play some Stevie Ray Vaughan, or I can tell her to play the blues, and she will. And she doesn't give me any argument. She'll even turn up the volume, too. But the real reason I like Alexa, because it's nice to have someone in my house who's finally listening to me. This is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and that's my opinion.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by Localtel. Little Black Dress Alethea charity event is Friday, July 27th at the Wenatchee Golf and Country Club. Grab your girlfriends and enjoy an evening of dancing and dining for a good cause. The Big Chill Cider Fest is Saturday, July 28th at Liberty Orchards in Cashmere. Experience an abundance of tastes and soak up live music as the sun sets. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Vominos Junk Haulers are pleased to announce they've added moving services to their list of ways to make your life easier. Vominos Moving Service. No move is too big or small. In fact, Vominos does it all. Vominos employees are experienced at moving your home, office, business, and storage. They'll carefully load and unload your belongings. And for the do-it-yourselfers, Vominos also rents trucks and cargo trailers. Call Vominos Junk Haulers and Moving Service today to schedule your free estimate.
Boating is a great way to bring family and friends together. At Bob File Boats and Motors, they have the boats for any lifestyle: fishing, wakeboarding, or just relaxing on the water. Buying a new boat is more affordable than you might think at Bob File Boats and Motors. Online at bobfile.com or on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
Time to tackle those lawn and garden projects? Here at Rose Tractor, we're your family-owned and operated Cub Cadet dealer, selling utility vehicles, zero-turn mowers, riding mowers, walk-behind mowers, and even tillers. Unlike the big box stores, we service what we sell, and our customer service is second to none. We give preferred rates and priority service to customers who purchase equipment from Rose. Rose Tractor, your Cub Cadet dealer at the corner of 3rd and Rock Island Road in East Wenatchee.
Welcome back once again to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. In for the vacationing Dan Coots. I'm Eric Granstrom here on the NCW Live channels. We're at 44 minutes past the hour. 70 degrees in the Wenatchee Valley, reaching for a high of 97 today. Another hot one in the valley. And before we get to our morning guests here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, just got a note from Steve Hare in the newsroom that Douglas County Sheriff's deputies are investigating the death overnight in Rock Island. Apparently a body at Riverside Drive discovered, and so we'll have more on that coming up on the evening news here on the NCW Live channel with Grant Olson at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Again, a death investigation happening in Rock Island this morning. As we continue on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley here at 45 minutes past the hour, we welcome in our guests to talk about a big event coming up in just about 2 weeks from now. We have from Columbia Valley Community Health joining us, Catherine Grove, and also from Crunch Pack, we have their Human Resources Director, which I got to straighten up and fly right here. We have Melissa Grimm joining us. Ladies, thank you very much for coming in.
Good morning, Eric. Thanks for having us.
For those who aren't familiar, and I think that people should be familiar with CVCH by now, Catherine, just kind of give us a sense of what Columbia Valley Community Health is, first of all.
Absolutely. So we have clinics in both Wenatchee, East Wenatchee, and Chelan. And so clinics to be able to help keep your family healthy. Everything medical, behavioral health, and dental.
Okay, easy enough. And how long have you been with CVCH now?
Just a year and a half now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny. We were chatting. I'm originally from the fruit industry, so we were just gabbing about apples, and I was getting all geeky about it for about a half hour. Watching your show, of course, as well.
Yes.
But
likely story. How long have you been with Crunch Pack, Melissa?
Just shy of 5 years.
Okay.
I started in January of 2014.
And Crunch Pack has got to be one of the biggest success stories of North Central Washington, especially for the town of Cashmere.
Yes.
Tell us about Crunch Pack.
Crunch Pack is a ready-to-eat sliced apple company, so we provide healthy snacking options that are ready to eat. We do protein packs, so we have opportunities with cheese, pretzels in it, grapes, everything that approaches from either the adults or the kids. So our newest, latest, greatest are the Paw Patrols that the kids are loving, and they're kind of flying off the shelves. So.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you a curveball question here. How many employees for Crunch Pack? Would you know that?
We're about 525 employees right now.
Holy cow.
We probably need about another 25 employees for the peak of our season. So
they're hiring.
We are hiring.
Well, let's talk about this big event coming up. We have a Back to School Health Fair, and this is not the first time you guys have done this through CVCH.
No, yeah, it's our 9th annual, and it's something that we do just to help kids get ready for the school year, help parents alleviate some of the stress, some of the financial burden of getting backpacks, getting school supplies, and also just putting them in touch with great resources in the community. So it's coming up August 4.
Okay, so yeah, we are just a week away, a little more than a week away.
Yeah, a week from Saturday.
Okay. I wanted to talk more about the event, of course, for that Saturday and time and all that kind of stuff. How did Crunch Pack get involved in this event?
Crunch Pack got involved. We did receive a donation request letter, so we have a community givings group, and we kind of realigned and we focus on 4 areas for our community givings: health and wellness, education, cultural events, and then Cashmere community specifically. And so when we looked at the request, we really felt that it definitely met the health and wellness, education, and a lot of our employees utilize Columbia Valley Community Health, and so under our cultural events, we try to do things that support our employees and employees' families that they can be involved in.
Catherine, how important is that for you to have involvement with a company like Crunch Pack?
It's absolutely huge. We could not do it. We couldn't pull off this event without community support, and we are just so appreciative that Crunch Pack has stepped up in this way. You know, yes, it's backpacks and school supplies are provided by the NCESD, but there's we want to make an event that's fun for the family. So it obviously entails a bouncy house. I think several, because we have so many kids, you can't just have one. And then snacks for the kids. Crunch Pack is bringing apples, but then fruits and nuts and drinks. We have to keep kids hydrated because it will be hot, undoubtedly. But it's huge. We couldn't do it without them, for sure.
You mentioned the importance of being involved in these types of activities. It seems anyway, everywhere I go that there's an athletic event going on that involves kids and sports and such, Crunchback is there. That's kudos to you, first of all, and Crunchback for having that presence.
Thank you. I think we try really hard to make sure that our product's out there, especially at any type of sporting events or children youth events, any major events in the Valley, just to number one, showcase Crunchback as, we are, I think, a vital community member, but also just our healthy snacking options. And I think just ready-to-eat, grab-and-go snacking options are kind of where a lot of, our millennials and our next level of shoppers are going, and easy grab-and-go stuff for moms. So, yeah.
Well, and to go from just the apple slices now into the other fields, I mean, that's following the trends of, we need the fruit, need the protein, need to keep going.
Yes. And so, anytime we get a request for, product requests to support the sporting teams on their travel events or local events, we always try to help them out. So any opportunity that we can.
Well, Catherine, let's talk about this event coming up just a week from Saturday. It is the 9th annual Back to School Health Fair. What are we going to do? What are the families going to find when they come?
Absolutely. Well, first, two different things to, I guess, highlight would be normally it's from 9 to noon. So we dialed it back from 8 to 11 just to try to beat the heat this year. And then also, normally it's at the school next to CVCH on Orondo Street, and we're pulling it into 600 Orondo on our parking lot, being able to take advantage of some of our shade that we have, obviously power for bouncy houses, that kind of thing. So there'll be parking all around. We have great community support and partners showing up for everything from people that are, foster care agencies, to connect families if they want to possibly look at foster care, and different resources within the community. And then it's actually like Christmas this year because we had so much support. Generally, we have different giveaways to give to kids and families, but this year it's been kids specific. So maybe it's a bicycle for a child, or something to help them with school. This year they're doing a camping package for a family. So it'll come with a tent, it'll come with air mattresses, come with a cooler. They have an art set for the family. They have a family game night, and it has Jenga, Monopoly, and it has 5 different games. We wanted it to be something that was for families and also for them to enjoy that last little bit of fall and summer, as they're going into school. So that'll be, I think that's a step up that people will be pretty surprised by.
Is this a drawing, I assume? So.
It is. So it is a drawing. Okay. And so there'll be each booth they stop at, they'll be given a ticket, and that's their, one more chance to be entered to win.
Okay.
Actually, the giveaways aren't must be present to win. We do often get asked, can I get a backpack for someone that's not here? Unfortunately, because there are 1,000 backpacks, we keep it to must be present and school aged. I was chatting with Melissa. It's 1,000 backpacks, but those kids have a lot of younger siblings that are coming, and then obviously their parents. So several thousand people we'll be seeing in a week from Saturday.
With this happening in the parking lot, is there still going to be parking available there, or where do you want people to park?
We will have some parking. Yeah, thank you. That's a great question. We'll have some parking available there. There'll be some parking at the school next door, and then parking street side. A lot of people walk in. It's a mission of CVCH to put clinics where people live, where a lot of our patients live. And so a lot of people walk in just so they don't even have to mess with parking. Okay. But there will be adequate parking street side, and then also the school next door will have some.
We're at 53 minutes past the hour. I want to talk to you about the booths and what we're going to learn, aside from what we're going to get at the Back to Health Fair coming up. It's a week from Saturday with Columbia Valley Community Health and a big sponsorship from Crunchback. We're going to talk more about that as we continue here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the way next.
Eastern Washington. It's a great place to call home and a great time to own a home. It's the ideal place to lay down roots for your family and your future. Gisa Credit Union thinks Eastern Washington is a great place to own a home too. That's why we offer all kinds of home loans with personal attention every step of the way. we're your home. For home loans, we're Gisa Credit Union.
Dear Mary Maids, please clean the kitchen, and the cabinets, and the floors, and the chairs. And I wish you could clean the dog. Colin is now feeding himself. Thanks, Megan.
Hi, Megan. No worries. We got it all cleaned up. Let's hope Colin gets past the spaghetti flinging stage soon. Till then, we've got you covered. See you next time. Mary Maids.
Looking for a hands-on, high-demand job? Now is the perfect time to get trained for a career in manufacturing. Washington currently has a shortage of skilled tradespeople, and retirements are making room for more. The machining program at Wenatchee Valley College is designed to give students the foundation to excel in this precision industry. Don't wait, there are only 15 spots left. A 2-year degree and a 1-year certificate are available. Learn more at wvc.edu/machining.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
It's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for this 26th day of July 2018. We're closing in on August, we're closing in on back to school, and we're closing in on, in fact, a week from Saturday. It's the 9th annual back to school health fair put on by Columbia Valley Community Health with the big help from Crunch Pack. We have joining us in studio Catherine Grove and Melissa Grimm. Before we get too much further, I want to ask you, you guys have a job fair coming up?
We do. On Monday, July 30th from 8 to 4, we are doing a job fair at our facility at 300 Sunset Highway at the main office.
Okay, I wanted to give you a chance to plug that.
Yes.
Catherine, let's talk about the Columbia Valley Community Health. I wanted to kind of dispel something or have you help us with that. I think there's a perception that CVCH is for income challenged folks. Who is available to use the services with CVCH?
Absolutely everyone. Eric, it's been really cool to see the demographics just kind of morph and change, and it's for people who have their own business and are paying for health care on their own. It's for someone who is insured privately. It's been wonderful to see people choose their private care provider, because they have a choice. Sure. And we have providers that are really passionate about what they do, and when a patient comes in, they see that, and it's something that is attractive to them.
And your ad campaign is fantastic, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thanks for advertising here on the NCW Live Chat. Let's real quick cover the health fair, back to school health fair coming up a week from Saturday. What are we going to find when we come and see, we talked about the backpack giveaway and all the fun giveaways and stuff like that. Yeah. What are we going to learn while we're there?
Absolutely, you'll learn about the resources at CVCH, different programs that we have from Columbia Pediatrics, our pediatric program, our dental, behavioral health, and all of that. But also we have resources within the community if you're needing financial assistance throughout the year, just with different things. Maybe that's housing. So beyond just healthcare, what are your immediate needs? And we're trying to help meet each of those by having those local agencies come and chat about what their services are.
Okay, we're closing in on the end of the show. I wanted you to look right over at that camera there and again give us a pitch for the Back to School Health Fair.
Absolutely. Please join us Saturday, September 4 from 8 to 11 at Columbia Valley Community Health at 600 Orondo for our Back to School Health Fair.
And is there a website that we can find out more information if people want to go online?
Just visit cvch.org, or everyone's on Facebook. Go on Facebook and we have our event there.
Okay, and then big thanks to Crunch Pack, and thank you very much for being here with Crunch Pack. How do we learn more about Crunch Pack, aside from just buying these apple slices when we go to the grocery store?
These amazing apple slices. At crunchpack.com, it has our job postings, it has all about us, where you can buy our products, all of our products that are available, and we will have coupons and fresh product at the event on the 4th also.
Ooh, yummy. I love that. Okay.
Breakfast.
Yes, thank you very much for being here.
All right, thank you.
Now, we should mention that we had another person here from Crunchback, Angelica, and come here. We can help finish the show. You can just come in and join us here. Angelica
no.
Castaneda, did I get that right?
Yes.
Is here with Crunchback as well as we wrap up our edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Coming up tomorrow, we're going to have Lisa Bradshaw join us with Life with Lisa and get some exciting news about her Don't Wait project. So that's coming up tomorrow here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Thank you very much for joining us, reaching for a high of 97. We're already at 70 in the Wenatchee Valley. And that's going to do it for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Be sure and join us for the evening news tonight at 5, 6, and 10 right here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.